The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Welcome to the Happiness Jungle TV show. I am your guest host, Cami Baker, and I'm excited, and you know I am, because I'm always excited to be doing the show of the Happiness Jungle. And today we are talking with Lisa Casillo, and Lisa is connecting Worcester style. You are the connector.
I am.
You are known high and low, worldwide, starting in Worcester, Massachusetts. Lisa, tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
So I moved here from Florida to Massachusetts in 2009.
What city in Florida?
Titusville, Florida.
Okay.
Yes, little tiny Titusville, where NASA is. The space shuttle goes off there. Most people are like, I've never heard of that. Where is that? It's where the space shuttle goes off. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I moved here. Was new to Worcester, and I started with a financial firm, and I've stayed here ever since. I really like it here, actually. I like the people.
You know, when I first moved here from Florida, people would say, Florida, why'd you come here? But you know what? It is nice to have a change of season. Yeah. In Florida, it's hot, or it's really effing hot. Yeah. Or it's hot.
Yeah. That's what I say all the time. I'm like, it's hot, hot, or hotter. You know?
I remember when I first moved here, I brought a U-Haul with everything I owned, and this ginormous U-Haul, and they were saying, when you go down such and such road, you got to watch for the frost heaves. I'm from Florida.
You're like, what's that?
A frost heave? Wait.
That was the first thing that popped into my head.
Right?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So, and you know what I still haven't figured out is the whole basement thing. Being from Florida, you don't have basements, but they have basements here. Why do houses have basements? I was a real estate agent. I don't know.
I'm assuming just to put lots of stuff in there.
I don't know.
Yeah. I have a basement, but I don't put anything in it.
I thought it might have something to do with keeping the house warmer, but I just thought one Florida girl to another, maybe you'd figured that out.
No, and I don't go in the basement very often unless I absolutely have to, because there's spiders down there. Yeah, they are not. I'm not friends with spiders.
So what makes you the connector?
Well, honestly, it didn't happen on purpose. I just like people. I really like people. I love learning about new people's businesses and where they came from and how they built it, and the challenges that they've had. Because me building a business, it was very challenging. And sometimes people look and they say, oh, well, you have a successful business now. It took me a decade to do that. It didn't happen overnight. So I was talking with a girl today, a woman today, and she had said that she's struggling with her business. And I asked, well, how long have you had your business? She said 3 years. I said, oh, you're a baby. Mm-hmm. You got a long way to go.
Well, share a little bit about that, because our viewers are people who are wanting to be happy and live a happy life. And my viewers specifically are usually business-minded and entrepreneurial. And it's good to know that I'm not the only one that struggles. I'm not the only one that suffers. I'm not the only one that feels like the captain of my own entrepreneurship sailing alone. Like what struggles have you had that you've gotten through?
Most of it is getting out of my own head. So you get in your own head and you doubt everything you say, doubt everything you do, even though you know that you're the expert at what you do. You still will doubt yourself. And sometimes that's good because you check yourself.
Have you ever had people that doubted you?
Oh gosh, every day on a regular basis. Yes. You know, but as long as you're confident in what you do and that you know what you're talking about, it's okay. And you've said in the past that sometimes there are people that are not your people. Mm-hmm. Don't try to make them your people. They're not your people.
I just had an issue a couple of days ago, and Lyn-Dee Eldridge at the Happiness Jungle, Chief Happiness Officer, she and I were talking about it. We got off the phone. She sent me a text, and she said, nobody liked Oprah, nobody liked Ellen, and nobody believed in I Love Lucy either.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say I'm comparing myself to Oprah, but the point is
she believed in herself.
There are people out there that are very successful, and they were shot down, and there's story after story. You know, Edison, it took, 9,999 times to create the light bulb, and all these stories, and Michael Jordan,
Yeah.
was kicked off of his high school basketball team and all that. So it's good to know that people struggle and still make it through.
Yeah, you do. And I think it's when you're in business for yourself, not everybody can be a business owner. You may be great at your craft, but it doesn't mean you're a good business person. So sometimes it's going outside and looking for that help in order to help you. And that's one of the reasons why I started connecting with other people, is sharing with them. This is what I've learned in my business and building a business. So let me share that with you.
You're so right. And I always think of Michael Gerber's book, The E-Myth. The woman bakes a really great pie. She is the best pie maker in the world. Everybody says, Mary, you need to have a pie shop. You make the best damn pie. And she does make a great pie, but she doesn't make a good employer or a good employee or a good hirer and firer and orderer and negotiator and
all that
marketer.
Stuff. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah. And I say that a lot to people. You can have the best product in the world, but if nobody knows about it, you're dead.
You can have the cure to cancer, but if nobody knows about it, you're not curing anyone. One of my favorite mentors lately is Grant Cardone, and he talks about obscurity. That truly one of the biggest problems business people have is obscurity, meaning if they don't know you, they can't like you, they can't share you, they can't refer you, they can't introduce you, and they damn sure can't hire you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's be seen and be heard, which is one of the things you help your people do with Connecting Worcester Style.
Yeah. And oftentimes people ask me, well, what's in it for you? Really nothing.
Did they actually ask you that?
Yeah. I've had people ask me that, what's in it for you? I mean, and one thing that is in there for me is that oftentimes I've learned about a business that I can use myself. I'm like, oh, I could totally use your services, but I didn't know you existed. Or I've known about the business, and then I went to do the interview and I learned more about it to where I could respect it more than I had in the past.
So true. And to your point about finding people that you can work with, nobody's ever said that to me about the TV show. What's in it for you? But I'll tell you one of the things that's in it for me, when there is someone on Facebook or LinkedIn or that I meet out in the community or someone that I know that I've heard of, it is so easy for me to reach out and say, hey, so-and-so, would you like to be featured on my TV show? Our TV show, the TV show, right? Oh, I'd be so honored. And I have been able to interview between this and also when I do Fabulous, Fierce, and on Fire Fridays with Friends featuring on Facebook, when I do that one, I've been able to interview some of the most interesting life coaches and business coaches and marketing people and professional coaches and sex coaches and I mean you name it. And
things you've never heard of.
It's like getting a free 30-minute consultation.
Right. And they're happy to do it. Yeah. And then you give them the information and then they share it in the best way that they possibly can.
And when they share your show, because you provided a platform that they can shine, then their people can see what they do and their people can get to know them. When they are sharing that which you've given them to share, guess who else they see? You.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how.
And
that's
my
called
people see them also.
Yeah. It's called organic growth. It's called win-win-win. It's called when the tide rises, all ships rise.
Yeah.
And it's
Very
so
much.
interesting to me that others can't wrap their head around that.
Yeah. Yeah. And those people, then it's okay. It's just not them for them.
Yeah.
And that's all right.
Just not your tribe.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you help people with is becoming better financially literate. You help people to understand, numbers and money and things like that. What are three key things, problems, issues that you see that people make with money and finance and all that kind of stuff that you can speak on?
Don't spend more money than you make.
It seems so simple.
Right.
I know that can be a problem.
Yes. Yeah. What's more important, the companies that you're buying their stuff or your financial future? Right? So it's either you're important or they're important. And then the last one is you should be putting money away. I don't care how much money you make, you should be putting money away. I don't care if you're a waitress or if you're a CEO. You should be putting money away.
Now, isn't that called pay yourself first?
Yes. Yes.
I've heard many stories about putting $10 a week away and how it adds up.
Yeah. Those are the basics that have nothing to do with financial advising.
Yeah.
That's just life lessons.
Yeah.
Just do those things. Life lessons, yes.
Note to self, don't spend more than you make. That would make sense.
Yes.
And I know as entrepreneurs, I know I fall into personally the same issue that I've heard other people talk about, whereas an entrepreneur will get in a groove and will make a lot of money and and then kind of, I got money in the bank.
Yeah.
I'm just going to redo my website.
Right.
I think I'll do a little bit of copywriting over here. Oh, look, I need a new photo shoot.
And they spend money on things that they don't really need. Yeah, exactly. They say, "Oh, I'm reinvesting it in my company." It's like, okay, but is that broke? Does that need to be fixed, or you just want the new fancy thing? Yeah, you know, like the new car. You know, so I think too, as entrepreneurs, that people think that the more stuff we have, the more successful we are. That just means we have more debt.
True that.
That's all it means.
That is so true.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny how people have a wrong assumption about things. I remember when I was younger, I wore glasses. I wore glasses from the time I was 3, and I went through a phase where wearing contacts or whatever. And I used to work in a bar, and I would wear my glasses. And people would say, "Oh, that's so sexy. You look like a school teacher. You look so smart." And I always thought, you know, glasses don't mean that you're educated. It means you can't see.
Right?
It means you're blind.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I don't even read. You don't know, you know?
People say that when I wear my glasses, "Oh, you look smart." I feel fat. When I wear my glasses, I don't know why, I feel fat.
I went to a seminar because I'm the seminar junkie queen. A couple of weeks ago, I went. I love to learn. And this guy was talking about speaking in general and just different things and tricks and things that will help. He said that when people wear glasses, they make more money. People respect them more. They look more intelligent. If you're a beautiful woman like yourself, when you wear glasses, it kind of, I don't want to say dummies you down, or it doesn't dummy you down. It brings up it's something about it that's just kind of like, okay, I'm not that pretty. I have all my glasses.
It's a perception thing. Yeah. People perceive us very differently than we perceive ourselves.
Perception is reality. So perception is reality. People see you out, and they see you as the success that you are. What would you like people to really know about Lisa?
Somebody asked me about something like that yesterday, and they assume. So I used to be a clerk to the court, and people would assume when they would call in, because I was in the information center and dealt with the public, the judges, and the attorneys, and they just assumed that I never got tickets. I'm like, of course I get a ticket. I drive a car just like you do, you know.
Yeah, but you can get them taken care of.
That is a possibility, yes. At the time, and it wasn't after; it was beforehand. Yes. So, but as a financial advisor, I've made financial mistakes in my past. So I'm using my own experiences to help people. Don't make the mistakes that I made. We've all made mistakes. If we don't make mistakes, we do not learn. If we always did everything the right way, you'd never learn any other way, right? So I've made financial mistakes in my life, which have taught me, you know, don't do that again, right? So I think that it's okay for whoever you're working with in any industry that they've learned stuff from life experiences and are willing to share it with you to say, look, let's learn a little bit from the mistakes that I've made.
Frankly, that makes a better coach. It makes a better mentor. You know, instead of sitting up on the top of the hill looking down and saying, "This is what you should do."
Yeah.
It's more like, "Hey, look, I've been there." I remember when I was in real estate, I had a 780 credit score my whole life. I had credit cards when I was 16. I had a Discover card, and one turn of events to another, ended up getting married. Blah blah blah. Short sale for my house.
Yeah.
And went straight from not even being able to sell it in short sale, you know, when the whole crash happened in 2000 whatever 8, and bought my house for $250.
Yeah.
Couldn't even get $99,000 for it because of the crash.
Yeah. And in Florida, things were bad. Yeah.
And going through that, though, as time went on, when I did get back into real estate, it made me a better real estate agent because I could talk to people in short sale and I could say, "Look, there ain't no shame in my game. Let me tell you, this is what happened for me. This is why I know what I can do to help you."
Yeah. You learned from that experience that, hey, how can I not have this happen to other people? Exactly.
So having said that, you had all these different things happen. There are people that you work with. Who do you like to work with? Like, who's a perfect person to help for Lisa?
I think a person who takes their financial future serious. Because oftentimes people don't. I'm going to think about it later. I'm think about it later. Well, time is what you need. Time is what you need, right? So if you're waiting, you're losing out on that time. So those people who are serious about their financial future, clients who want to come up with a plan. So I like the nerdy part of my job, where some people don't. Some people don't like that part. I like the nerdy part and really helping people figure out, where do you want to be? Where are you now? Where do you want to be? And can you get there?
You're a triple threat because you're beautiful, you're vivacious and friendly, and you're nerdy smart. You get all of it.
But I always say to people, you either love me or you hate me.
I say that every day.
Yeah, it's difficult. I think when people have our type of personalities,
it's very polarizing.
Yes, and we can make people very nervous. And I've learned that about myself, over the years. So I try to do the self-reflect a lot. Yeah. So
I seem to go through phases of it.
Yeah.
And you know what? Right now we are in Mercury in retrograde. Are you familiar?
No.
Do you pay up? No. Well, Mercury in retrograde, there's a lot of crazy things that happen, including the fact that that cars and equipment and things break down during Mercury in retrograde. There's just crazy things that happen.
I don't need that.
So we get squirrely. I get super squirrely in retrograde. 2 years ago, I had 3 major life things happen, relationships, people I met, things I did and moved. And when I look back over that year, for whatever reason, I noticed that all 3 of them happened during a Mercury in retrograde, because it happens every 3 to 4 months. There's another one. There's 3 or 4 Mercury in retrogrades a year. And I realized that. So this past year, I actually put it in my calendar so I know.
Stay home.
They last for 17 to 22 days or so. So I put it in my calendar.
That's a long time.
I know. So I know that it's Mercury in retrograde because I put it in my calendar to remind myself, don't get too squirrely. Don't make too many weird, rash decisions. Maybe you don't want to go on that date,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, too, as we get older and we start to know ourselves a little bit more, I think we start to respect ourselves a little bit more also.
That's true.
I've come to that realization that not everybody's going to like me. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay.
And it is okay, for sure. So we've got about 10 minutes left of the show, and I want to make sure that we touch on your heart, like what it is that you're passionate about, because I know that you're a very giving, loving, community-oriented, let's help kind of guy. So what are you working on right now? What projects?
What project aren't I working on?
Right?
Yeah. I like to be busy. I like to be busy, yeah.
You like to have assistants that don't quit too.
Yes, I have 2 great ones right now, thank goodness.
Awesome.
Yes, they're wonderful. And so I do have a lot of things that go on, because the busier I am, the more productive I am, right? So when I'm working with clients, the more stuff I have going on, the better I am at it. Yeah, I'm one of those people. So right now I'm working with the Genesis Club, and I'm raising money for the Falmouth Road race that they're going to be in, and I'm doing Sisterhood of the Traveling Purse. Yes. So I don't know where I came. No, I did know. I stole this actually from Erin Jansky. I stole it from her. And I went to Sweet Jane's, where I know the owner, AJ, and I said, hey, would you like to collaborate with me to raise money? I'm thinking about taking a purse and raffling it off and just going around the city and doing Facebook Lives at people's businesses. And she said, oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. Everybody says it sounds like fun because I'm doing it myself. It's like, well, I'm doing it myself.
They all think it's a great idea, but are they buying tickets?
Yes. So I was in Jamaica for a week, and I had some people who had reached out to me. So when I got back, I did the Facebook Live yesterday and put them in the bag like I promised that I would. And then Friday, I'm going to do a Facebook Live with AJ, the owner of Sweet Jane's Designer Consignment. And then I will start talking to businesses about coming to their place to do a Facebook Live, give them a little bit of PR, and also sell some raffle tickets. Yeah, so I'm very excited about that because it's fun. I like to make it fun. Like you've talked about before in collaborating with other businesses to raise money. It's not just about giving the money. It's about getting people involved in it. And I think that will really help.
Well, it's like when I talk to organizations about, okay, the difference between sponsorship and collaboration. And when you, Mr. Business Owner, are sponsoring, what is it that you are wanting to achieve? In other words, yes, you want to help the puppies and the kids and the veterans. I get that. We are all heart-centered. I get that.
Right.
But what are you wanting to achieve? Okay, well, this one wants exposure. And this one wants business. Let's be real honest. Okay, well, then let's collaborate and get 10 times the exposure and 10 times the business and 10 times the money raised for the organization.
Right. You're already volunteering your time, but you're not, like you said, taking it that step further to show this is what I'm a part of right now, and look at what they're doing in the community, the great things that we're all doing together. So you're getting that PR, but you're already doing it anyway. You're just not getting the PR.
I love when you and I met and you made a comment about how you had already noticed all these corporations and businesses and individuals were sponsoring, and they're given their $500 or their $5,000 check. And then 3 months later, when the golf tournament happens, 100 people see their logo on the banner.
Why aren't they showing what's going to be happening in 3 months over that 3-month period? Yeah, and I saw that a lot in the golf tournaments that I was volunteering in. I'm thinking, what a huge loss and an opportunity that you're going to all these networking things. Well, you should be talking about this event that gives you a reason to talk, right?
It's so strange to me. Here's $500 for your event. I want you to advertise for me. Now I'm going to spend 3 months going out networking and never mention it.
Yeah. Never mentioning what we're doing or that it's a part of it. Or when that company or that organization is doing the event leading up to it, what are they doing? Are they saying, these people are the ones we're collaborating with? They're not. They're just going to a business and saying, do you want to sponsor us?
You know what I'm finding is not everybody sees it that way. And a lot of people will nod their head, but they won't do anything. There's groups that I'm aware of that the leader will post something and tag 28 people on it, and nobody likes it, nobody comments, and nobody shares. But then you come to the collaboration meeting, the sponsor meeting. We want to help.
Right.
We want to be a part of this movement. We want people to see what we're doing.
Yeah.
We want to save everyone. Okay, well, how about if you make a comment, and share.
I think that's the key right there. You've now given them an action, which is very important. We need action. And sometimes if we're given too much information, we freeze up. We're not exactly sure, okay, what do I do at this point?
Yeah.
And I know I can be like that too. And I was, when you and I first met, it was just so much.
Yeah.
You know, and you're also building a business, and I was interviewing new people and going through this big change. But then I shared that with you and said, look, it's too much right now coming at me. And you backed it up and said, all right, just do this one thing.
Yeah.
And that was like,
Well, what I know is confused people do nothing.
Very true.
You know what I always think about? I go to Walmart and I need shampoo. And I go down the shampoo aisle and it's as far as the eye can see.
Yes.
And you start smelling and reading and pricing and smelling. And literally, I've done that for 20, 30 minutes and ended up just saying, you know what, I'm going to do this tomorrow. Like, I'll come back.
Or you just grab one.
Or you just grab one. You end up grabbing the first one 30 minutes ago.
I end up buying 6 of them. I'm going to try them all.
So confused people either do nothing or they make crazy decisions.
Crazy decisions. That is true. I say that all the time. Part of my job is managing people's emotions so that during bad times they don't do bad things.
Well, especially when you're dealing with money. You know, the 3 things that I've heard that people are most charged about, that they will spend the most money on, is creating wealth, creating health, and relationships.
Cell phones. I'm amazed how much someone pays for a cell phone.
I'm amazed how addicted we are to them. And so I was in California about 3 weeks ago. I'm in the Uber. I'm excited. I'm going to Venice Beach. We pull down the road. There's the big Venice Beach sign across the road, all the neon lights.
Right.
And the place I'm staying is literally right on the sand is at the door of this place. And I get my stuff and I get out and I go up the stairs. I got these big stairs to go up and I'm standing there and I'm signing myself in.
And you go for your phone.
And I had left my phone in the back seat of that car. of the Uber car. And you can't just call them. Like, it's
Right,
too
yeah.
late. I almost felt like I want to throw up just thinking about it. It was horrifying. And I thought, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, I feel like I'd just been raped and now I got to work through it. It's like, okay, all right, well, worst case, I can find a Verizon tomorrow and get a replacement. But for right now, what do I do? And I'm working through this, and I had my bag with me, so I got my laptop out, and I'm like, you can't just find your Uber driver. So I'm like, what am I going to do? About 5 or 10 minutes goes by. I go back up to the front desk, and I'm like, well, I might as well just check in. I go to the front desk. There's a woman standing next to me, and I notice over, it's my driver. She was standing there with the phone, getting ready to turn it in at the desk. And she says, this woman left this in. And I looked at her, and I hugged her, and I reached cash out of my pocket, and I said, thank you so much. But
That's weird that she went in the back and actually looked to make sure everything was out.
She picked up another fare, and the fare saw it. And
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think people are pretty sensitive of that. It's like if you were to leave your baby in the car, like somebody would say, "Oh, there's a baby in the car. Let's help with that."
Right.
Yesterday, I was in the bathroom of a Panera's, and there was a cell phone sitting next to the toilet, and I thought, God, whoever that is, God bless them, because they're going to have that moment in 3 minutes or half an hour.
Right. Yes.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
No.
Nothing you can do about it. We are addicted. You are absolutely right. Wealth, health, relationships, and cell phones,
Yeah, that's your lifeline to everything.
including your health, your wealth, and your relationships.
I only got a smartphone 3 years ago. Prior to that, I was like, I am not going to do it.
Maybe that's why you've been so successful. So, last minute, what do you want people to know? What's the secret to your success? What's a book they can read? What do you recommend?
Well, I do recommend that you realize that there is no magic ticket to being successful in business. There's no magic ticket. It's time. Time in the business. You have to put the time in order to get anything out of it. So if you put the time in, eventually, if you are successful, that's where it's going to come from. There's no get rich quick thing. It only happens
no
in
magic
movies,
pill.
which I love movies, but but that's it. Just time. Just
Nice.
time, and get to know people and learn about them. And it's a relationship. It is a relationship.
It really is.
Yeah. Work with who you like.
One of the things I say is don't be so worried about the company they represent. Be more focused on the company they keep.
There you go. Very much so. Yeah.
Resources and relationships lead to the revenue that rock. Lisa Casillo, it's been an honor.
Yes. I love this.
Thanks for coming on. I'm so glad I got to introduce you to my other guest that's also from
Oh
Worcester.
my gosh, I loved Ernie.
Yeah, Ernie
Yes.
Floyd. Another good show.
Yes.
Happiness Jungle, Cami Baker and Lisa Casillo saying it's a jungle out there, but you can be happy. Bye.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.